Namaskar. Today I will explain you about the Einstein coefficient, or you can say the light interact with the matter. So when light interact with the matter, then which possibilities are there? That thing is explained by the Einstein, and that topic is a part of the unit 4th in BTech second sem. So when the light interact with the matter, then there are three possibilities. Number first is absorption process. It means when the light interact with the matter, then that photon can be absorbed by the matter. And second possibility is the spontaneous emission, and third possibility is the stimulated emission. So there are three possibilities. So here I am taking one by one process. So first process is the absorption process. In this process, let us consider two energy level of the atomic system. In that system, there are two energy levels, E1 and E2. And here E1 is the ground state energy level, and E2 is the higher energy level, or you can say first excited energy level. And N1 is the population at the ground state. Population means the total number of the atom in the ground state energy level. And N2 is the population of the higher energy level. Okay, so if we have such a atomic system, in that atomic system the all electrons are in the ground state. Okay, so when a photon is interact, or you can say a photon is incident on such a atomic energy system, then so here a photon of energy h nu is incident on such a system. So that ground state electron can be absorbed to this incoming photon. So after interaction, what will be? So here after the interaction, that ground state electron can be absorbed that incoming photon, and that ground state electron make transition from the lower energy level to the higher energy level. Got it my point? So there are transition from the E1 energy level to E2 energy level. Okay, so when a photon is interact with that such a kind of the atomic system, then electron can be jumped from the ground energy level to the higher energy level. Okay, got it my point? So here that rate of the absorption process is depend upon the number of the atomic system in the ground state energy level. Okay, so here the number of the electrons at the ground state is the population. So here I am considering the population is the N1. Okay, so first parameter, the rate of the absorption process is depend upon the N1, or here I am denoting the rate of the absorption process by the R12. One means ground state and 2 is the first energy level. So that process from the lower energy level to higher energy level. That's why here we have to denote by the R12. Okay, so R12 is proportional to the N1. Okay, so if we have the more electrons, it means more electrons can be jump into the higher energy level. So that process is proportional to the population of the ground energy level. Got it my point? And now second is the R12 is proportional to the energy density of the incoming photon. Here U nu is the energy density in the frequency range of the nu. Okay, so if we have the more energy of the photon, that means more electron can be jumped into the higher energy level. So we can write like that, R12 proportional to N1 U nu, and R12 is equal to B12 N1 U nu. Here B12 is the Einstein coefficient for the absorption process. So absorption process, what we have the equation in that process, R12 is equal to B12 N1 U nu. So another second process is the spontaneous emission. So in that process, in first process, we reached at that level. At that level we reached already. Okay. So after that, what will be? So here the before the interaction, what we have before the interaction, the electrons are at the higher energy level. Okay, got my point? So here at the higher energy level, in the excited energy level, they are some lifetime of the electrons. It means for the lifetime, if electron has the lifetime, so during this lifetime that electron can stay in that energy level. Got my point? So here the lifetime of the excited electron is the 10 to the power minus 8 second. That is the lifetime of the excited electrons. Okay. After that lifetime, that excited electron can automatically de-excited into the lower energy level. Okay, so it will be that electron will be at the higher energy level only for the 10 to the power minus 8 second. So after that process, what will be, that electron will be de-excited into the lower energy level, and here the rate of here the electron make transition from the higher energy level to the lower energy level. So the rate of the spontaneous emission, will be depend upon the parameter of the population of the higher energy level. So here the population of the higher energy level is the N2. Okay, so here the rate of spontaneous emission is denoted by the R21 and is proportional to the N2. If you have the more electron into the higher energy level, it means more electron will be de-excited into the lower energy level. Got in my mind? And with emission of the photon. So here that photon is called the spontaneous photon. Okay, here when excited electron will be de-excited into the lower energy level, then because here electron had lost their energy, that's why it will emit a photon. Okay, or that photon is called the spontaneous photon, and that phenomena is called the spontaneous emission. So that phenomena is depend upon the population of the higher energy level. So here R21 is proportional to N2 and R21 is equal to A21 N2, and here A21 is called the Einstein coefficient for the spontaneous emission. Okay, and now third process is the stimulated emission, and now that is the very important process because it is the principle of the laser. Okay, in the laser, if you know about the full form of the laser, the light, L for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. Okay, so light is amplified from which process? That process is the stimulated emission. That's why it is very important topic in that laser. Okay, so which parameter is followed by the stimulated emission? You can see here. So before interaction, what we have, if the electron are excited at the higher energy level here, okay, so that electron at the higher energy level, and now at this condition, if we interact the incoming photon of the energy h nu, okay, if and at that condition, if that photon is interacted with such an atomic system which has already excited, okay, electron at the higher energy level. Got it my point? So that incoming photon will not always be interact with the ground state electrons. Okay, it is not essential condition according to the Einstein theory. It can be induced to the excited electron. Okay, that excited electrons at the higher energy level, so that photon can be induced to that excited electrons. Okay, induced, it means that photon can be transferred its information by the phase or by the amplitude to that excited electrons. Okay, so after the induced at the excited energy, excited electrons, it will be the de-excited. Okay, so after the process, what will be? After the process, that electron will be de-excited. Okay, that electron will be de-excited into the lower energy level with the emission of the photons. So here, you know, concentrate on that topic, please. Okay, so according to the stimulated emission, when the electron de-excited into the lower energy level, the electron will be emit a photon. So that photon is you can say is the copy of the incoming photon. It means the both immediate photons has the same direction, has the same phase and amplitude also. That's why it is called the stimulated photons and produce the laser beam by this process. Okay, so that thing stimulated emission, rate of the stimulated emission is depend on the parameters. First parameter is the N2. N2 is the population of the higher energy level. Here N2 is the population of the higher energy level. So N2 is the this one. So R21 is the rate of the stimulated emission. So R21 is proportional to the N2, and also it is depend upon the energy density of the incoming photons. If you have the more energy of the incoming photon, then it will be more, it will be induced to the more excited electrons. Got it my point? So that's why here it depends upon the it will depend upon the energy density of the incoming photons. So you can write like that: R21 proportional N2 u nu, and R21 is equal to B21 N2 u nu. Okay, and here B21 is the Einstein coefficient for the stimulated emission. So that thing, there are three possibilities which is explained by the Einstein, and it is very beautiful concept about the nature. Okay, that thing is explained by the Einstein about the nature. Okay, how it work when the electron interact with the surface of the matter, then what is the possibilities between them. Okay, which parameters depend upon during that process. Okay, and what will be happen after the interaction. All the concept can be understood by that Einstein coefficient. Okay, got it my point? Now next thing is the the relation between the Einstein coefficient. Now here I am taking the all the process, okay, all the process, absorption process, spontaneous process and stimulated process. If you see all three processes in same manner, okay, if we have the two energy level system, E1 is the ground state energy level and E2 is the first excited energy level, and one is the population of the ground state and two is the population of the first excited state. So absorption, what is the absorption? It takes the transition from the lower energy level to the higher energy level. So it is called the upward transition. And spontaneous, it is the from the higher energy level to the lower energy level. So it is called the downward transition. And stimulated also from the higher energy level to the lower energy level. So it is also called the downward transition. Okay, so from that process you can see here that absorption process is equal to the spontaneous and stimulated emission process at that thermal equilibrium here. Okay, here you have to put that condition at the thermal equilibrium. Thermal equilibrium means you are not apply on such a system by the external agency. Okay, you are not giving the external energy, for example thermal energy, like that. So you are not giving the thermal energy to such an atomic system. Okay, so that's why it is called at the thermal equilibrium condition. So if you tag the thermal equilibrium condition, then you can write like that: R12 is equal to R21 plus R21, spontaneous plus stimulated. And now from already we know, so from that first to second and third equation of the absorption, so absorption what we have, B12 and 1 union is equal to A21 and 2 and B21 and 2. And here I am transferring that equation from here to here. Okay, so here you can put like that: B12 and 1 union minus B21 and 2 union is equal to A21 and 2. And here you can take the comma common from that equation, and you can put that equation in within that bracket. So it is equal to this one, A21 and 2. And here union is equal to, you can write like that: A21 and 2 upon B12 and 1 minus B21 and 2. Okay, here I am taking the common B21 and 2. So here you can put here B21 and 2 and B12 and 1 upon B21 and 2 minus 1. So that thing you can get that equation from that process. Got it my point? Now here I am taking the one condition, so that condition is called the time reversal symmetry condition. B12 is equal to B21. Time reversal symmetry condition means B12 is the absorption coefficient, right, from the lower energy level to the higher energy level. So that is the absorption process. So if you have the photon of the energy h nu, which is absorbed by that electron, okay, and now after the excited electron, it will be de-excited from the higher energy level to the lower energy level with the emission of the photon. So that energy of the emitted photon is also h nu. So that's why the both coefficient will be the equal. Okay, so from that concept we can write like that: B12 is equal to B21. So here it will be cancelled, right, and N2 and N2 will be cancelled out. That what we have the equation, U nu is equal to A21 upon B21 and 1 upon N2, okay, minus 1. What is my point? Now, so next will be here I am taking the one concept from the Boltzmann distribution function. Okay, so that condition you can read in the thermodynamics physics. Okay, so according to that Boltzmann distribution function, we have the one equation, and and capital N is equal to N naught exponential minus E upon kT. Okay, so that function give us information about the population at the given energy level of the electrons. What is my point? So here N is the population, N naught is the Avogadro number, and exponential minus E is the electronic energy, K is the Boltzmann constant, and T is the temperature. What is my point? So that condition here, that condition, similar condition we have to apply according to our case. Okay, so here we have the two population, N1 and N2. So that formula can be converted according to our case. N1 is equal to N naught exponential minus E1 upon Kt, and N2 is the N naught exponential minus E2 upon Kt. So both equation you can put in that equation number 2. Okay, after that putting that equation 3 and 4, what we have, U is equal to A21 upon B21, 1 upon this one. So N naught will be cancelled out. What is my point? And minus exponential minus E1 upon Kt upon exponential minus E2, or that exponential is transferred into the upward. Okay, so here you can put union A21 upon B21 like that, E2 minus E1 upon Kt minus 1, and here E2 minus E1 is the energy. Okay, already we know here we are taking the two energy level system. Which two energy level system? Here ground state is the E1 and first excited state is the E2, and what is the difference of two energy level is the E2 minus E1, and that E2 minus E1 will be equal to the h nu according to the Planck's. What is my point? So here I am taking the E2 minus E1 is equal to h nu. So that value you can put here. So what we have, you know, A21 upon B21, 1 plus 1 upon exponential h nu upon Kt minus 1. That thing you can put here. Okay, what is my point? Now according to the Planck energy density formula, okay, that Planck theory you can read in the black body radiation. Okay, in according to the black body radiation, there is Planck observed about the energy density formula. Okay, so that formula here I am using. So according to that Planck's, what we have, energy density of the in the frequency range u nu, what we have, 8 pi h nu cube upon c cube, 1 upon exponential h nu upon Kt minus 1. So that equation already we have according to the black body radiation, and that equation number 6. Equation number 6 we got from that Einstein relation, and now compare that equation number 6 and equation number 7. If you comparing both equation, what we have, the Einstein coefficient A21 upon B21 is equal to 8 pi h nu cube upon c cube. So that is the relation between the Einstein coefficient. And now in exam every time can be asked about that. Okay, you have to prove about that Einstein coefficient relation, 8 pi h nu cube upon c cube. So it is very simple. Okay, if you clear concept in your mind,